This meditation is for those nights when you have already tried to relax. You may have done the breathing, you may have listened to the soothing music, you may have tried the sleep meditation, the gentle frequency, the soft blanket, the dark room, all the sensible advice, and still there you are, awake, tired but awake, not necessarily panicked, not necessarily thinking about anything traumatic, just alert, as though some part of your body is a rabbit caught in a spotlight, still watching, waiting, unable to move towards rest. Sometimes sleeplessness is not simply about being unable to relax. Sometimes the body is tired, the room is quiet, nothing obvious is happening, and yet some part of you is still on duty. This can happen for many reasons. For some people it may come from years of trauma vigilance, a body that learnt to stay alert because the world did not always feel predictable, safe, kind or steady. For others, it may come from years of caring vigilance, being the one who noticed, remembered, responded, protected, soothed, organised, anticipated and held things together. Sometimes it's not fear in the obvious sense. Sometimes it is responsibility. The body may not be saying, I'm in danger. It may be saying, I'm still on duty. And when that pattern has been running for a long time, ordinary sleep practices may not reach it. Breathing may help, soft music may help, a sleep meditation may help, but sometimes the deeper watchful part still does not know whether it is allowed to stand down. So think of this meditation as a gentle nighttime support, a soft place to land, a way to sit beside the watchful part of you instead of fighting it. A kind of emotional first aid for the night. It may not solve the whole problem. It does not need to. Its purpose is much simpler, to help your body feel a little less alone, to remind the watchful part that it does not have to keep waiting without comfort, to help soften the spotlight, to offer the possibility that if no action is required right now, rest may be the most practical action available. And if sleep comes, beautiful. If sleep does not come immediately, rest still matters. Softening still matters. Comfort still matters. Your body still deserves kindness while it learns that it may no longer need to keep watch all night. So before we begin, I want you to know something. You are not failing at sleep. You're not failing at relaxation. You are not doing meditation wrong. Some part of you may simply still be on duty. And tonight, we're not going to fight that part. We're not going to force the rabbit to run. We are not going to drag the body into sleep. We are not going to shame the watchful part of you for still being awake. Instead, we're going to sit beside it, gently, quietly, respectfully. We are going to let the spotlight soften. We're going to let the night become less exposed. We are going to offer the body a little comfort, a little company, and a little permission to stop trying so hard. This is not a meditation to make you sleep by force. It's a meditation to help the part of you that cannot yet stand down feel less alone. So if you have something soft nearby, a blanket, a pillow, a soft toy, a weighted animal, or even a beloved pet resting close, you might like to bring it near, not because you are childish, not because you are helpless, because bodies understand comfort through softness, warmth, weight and contact. And sometimes the watchful part of us does not need another instruction. It needs reassurance, it needs gentleness, it needs to know I'm not alone here. I do not have to keep watch by myself. I do not have to solve the whole night. I do not even have to sleep yet. I can simply rest. So let your body settle as much as you can. You do not have to force stillness. You do not have to breathe perfectly. You do not even have to have an empty mind. Just let yourself be here, exactly as you are. Awake if you are awake, tired if you are tired, restless if you are restless, watchful if you are watchful. Nothing has to be pushed away. Nothing has to be corrected. Let the bed hold you. Let the pillow support you. Let the blanket cover you. Let whatever softness is near you become part of the room. And take one slow breath in and let it out. Another slow breath in and let it out. Not to force sleep, just to let the body know, I am here, I am listening, I am not fighting you. Now notice the part of you that is still awake, not the whole of you, just the part that is watching, the part that is waiting, the part that feels exposed, the part of you that does not feel ready to let go. You might sense it has a tension in the chest, a tightness in the belly, brightness behind the eyes, listening in the ears, a stillness in the body, a feeling of being suspended, or simply the thought, I cannot sleep. However it appears, we're not going to push it away. We're going to recognize it. Hello, watchful part. I know you're here. I know you are trying. I know you may have been doing this for a long time. You are not my enemy. You're not wrong, and you're not failing me. You are simply trying to protect me. And perhaps underneath the wakefulness there is a question of trust, not blind trust, not pretending everything is fine, not ignoring real instincts or real needs. A more practical kind of trust, a trust that if you are genuinely required to act, you will act. If something truly needs your attention in the now, you will respond. If your body needs to get up, it can get up. If there's a real sound, a real need, a real situation, you can meet it. You do not have to stay half awake all night just in case. Because waiting in alertness is not the same as taking action. Staying braced does not solve a problem that has not arrived. Monitoring the dark does not make the monitoring safer. It only makes the body more tired. And if there truly is something you need to do, exhaustion may make it harder, not easier. So tonight we're going to offer the watchful part a different possibility. You do not have to abandon responsibility. You do not have to switch off wisdom. You do not have to become careless. You are simply allowed to trust that action belongs to the moment when action is needed. The rest belongs to the moment where no action is required. So right now, if there's nothing immediate to do, the most practical thing may be to restore. Let the body gather itself. Let the nervous system lower its lantern. Let the watchman sit down, not because life never needs you, but because life may need you better rested. And perhaps another fear lives quietly underneath the wakefulness, the feeling that if you go to sleep, you somehow disappear from the world, as though your awareness is a thing holding everything in place, as though if you let go, life may move without you. Things may happen, people may need you, something may change, or you'll not be there to notice. If that's the feeling here, let us meet it gently. You do not disappear when you sleep. You remain here. Your body remains here. Your breath remains here. Your life remains here. Your presence does not vanish because your conscious mind rests. Sleep is not abandonment. Sleep is not careless. Sleep is not leaving your post forever. Sleep is the body's way of restoring the one who has been carrying the post. You're allowed to trust that the world can continue for a while without your constant watching. You're allowed to trust that your body can rest and still remain part of life. You are allowed to trust that if something truly needs you, you can return to waking awareness and response. You do not have to keep one eye open to prove you still exist. You do not have to hold the world in place by staying awake. You are still here even when you sleep. You are still connected even when you rest. You are still you even when the mind lets go. For now, if no action is required, rest may be the action. So quietly you might say inside yourself, if action is needed, I will act. If response is needed, I will respond. If movement is needed, I will move. But if no action is needed now, I'm allowed to rest now. I do not have to rehearse readiness all night. I can trust myself to respond when the moment comes. And until then, I may soften, I may rest, I may let the spotlight dim. Now imagine that somewhere within you, there is a rabbit in the spotlight, small, still, exposed, not running, not resting, just caught in the hard light of alertness. We are not going to chase it. We're not even going to grab it. We're not going to tell it to calm down. We're going to simply sit nearby, far enough away that it does not feel crowded, close enough that it does not feel alone. And if you have something soft with you, a blanket, a pillow, a soft toy, a weighted animal, or a pet nearby, let that softness become part of the image. Perhaps the rabbit is not alone in the field. Perhaps there is something soft nearby, a gentle companion, a warm presence, a small creature, a blanket of moss, a soft nest, something that asks nothing, something that does not need the rabbit to explain, something that simply stays. And in the meantime, while the body is learning that it does not have to keep watch alone, something soft may share the burden of weight. Not because the soft thing has to fix anything, not because it has to make sleep happen, but because waiting alone can feel different from waiting with comfort beside you. The rabbit does not have to stand in the field by itself. The watchman does not have to hold the lantern alone. The body does not have to prove it can endure the night without tenderness. Something soft can sit beside you. It does not need to ask anything, does not need explaining, does not need you to be brave. It simply shares the moment. And sometimes that is enough for the body to begin to understand. I'm not alone in the waiting. I'm allowed comfort while I wait. I'm allowed to rest before sleep comes. And now notice the spotlight. Perhaps it was being harsh, bright, exposing, too white, too sharp, too much. Let us not move the rabbit yet. Let us soften the light. Imagine the hard spotlight beginning to dim just a little. Not darkness, not disappearance, just a less glare. The white light softens into moonlight. The moonlight softens into silver. The silver light spreads across the field, gentle and even. No longer pointing at the rabbit, no longer trapping it, no longer demanding that it move, just a soft night light, enough to see, not to expose, enough to orient, not enough to alarm. The rabbit may stay exactly where it is. It does not have to trust all at once. It does not have to run to safety. It does not have to curl up and sleep immediately. He may simply notice the light is softer now. The field is quieter now. I'm not being hunted by the brightness. I'm not alone. Now imagine that at the edge of the field there are gentle shapes. Trees, bushes, long grass, a soft burrow, a hollow, a place of shelter. Not forcing the rabbit to go there, just letting the body know there is somewhere to go when you are ready. There is shelter. There is cover, softness, there is choice, and choice matters. A rabbit does not need to be dragged into safety. It can discover safely slowly. It can remain still. It can breathe. It can listen. It can wait with company. It can move when it is ready. And now bring your awareness back to your own body. Feel the bed beneath you. Feel the weight of the blanket. Feel the places where your body makes contact with support. The back of your head, your shoulders, the spine, your hips, your legs and heels. You don't have to relax anything. Just notice one place where support is already there. One place where the body is being held. One place where you do not have to hold yourself up. And perhaps let one small part of your body soften by one small amount. Perhaps your jaw or your tongue, your eyes, one hand even, your belly, shoulders, just one small amount. No effort, no performance. Even 1% is enough. Now imagine the watchman, the part that has been on duty, the part that has held the lantern, the part that has watched the room, the family, the body, the field, the night, the future of possibilities. You do not have to fire the watchman. You don't even have to make it leave. You do not have to shame it for staying awake. You may simply say, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. Thank you for staying alert when you thought I needed you. And now, just for a moment, you may sit down. You may lower the lantern. You may rest your eyes. You do not have to leave your post completely. You do not have to trust everything at once. But you may sit beside the fire. You may let something soft sit beside you. You may let the night be less lonely. You may let the body gather strength. You may let rest do some of the caring now. And if the watchman is not ready to sleep, that is okay. The watchman may simply sit. The rabbit may simply breathe. The body may simply rest. There is nothing to force, nothing to prove, nothing to win. You're allowed to be awake without being afraid of being awake. You're allowed to rest before sleep arrives. You're allowed to let the night be softer than it was. And now quietly inside yourself, repeat only what feels true. I'm not failing at sleep. I'm not failing at rest. A part of me has been trying to protect me. I honour that part. I do not have to fight it tonight. If action is needed, I will act. If response is needed, I will respond. If movement is needed, I will move. If no action is needed now, I'm allowed to rest now. I do not disappear when I sleep. My body remains here. My life remains here. I remain myself. I do not have to hold the world in place by staying awake. The spotlight may soften. The watchman may sit down. The rabbit does not have to wait alone. Comfort may share the burden of the weight. Rest may be the action. Softening may be enough. Now let those words begin to fade. Let the mind have less to do. Let the body be held by the bed. Let the blanket have weight. Let the pillow receive you. Let the room be around you. Let the night be around the room. Let the earth be beneath the night. No need to sleep. No need to not sleep. No need to decide what happens next. Just this breath, and this one, and this one. Perhaps the rabbit stays still. Perhaps the rabbit lowers its head. Perhaps the rabbit notices a soft place nearby. Perhaps the watchman lowers the lantern. Perhaps the light becomes moonlight. Perhaps the moonlight becomes darkness. Perhaps darkness becomes rest. And perhaps somewhere inside you, the body begins to know, I can stop rehearsing readiness. I can trust myself to respond when a response is needed. I can let comfort be here while I wait. I can remain connected even when I rest. I can be held by the night without disappearing from the world. There is nothing else to do now, nothing to solve, nothing to monitor, nothing to become. If sleep comes, let it come gently. If sleep does not come, let rest be enough. Let the rabbit wait with comfort. Let the watchman sit by the fire. Let the spotlight soften. Let the body be here. Let the body breathe itself. Let rest begin when it can. This meditation is offered as a gentle self-care support. It is not a medical or psychological treatment. If this experience of feeling frozen, overwhelmed, or unsafe continues for you, please reach out to your preferred qualified health professional for support.